Hello everybody and welcome to part 3 of my Islandception series. In the last part we managed to break out of our island within an island and grab some decent land. So now we have to staff up to hold that land, Hastings in particular, because we do have an aggressive neighbor here who has already managed to conquer the capital of the only other civ we've met. So this could be a very dire situation, and that is why we will be turning our efforts towards military. He's going to stay over here for that reason, so let's go ahead and get some scouting going, or not. We'll probably have to address that camp sooner rather than later. Get hammer added there. At the end of the last part I forgot to finish the gold, but you know, that just means our happiness is keeping, so that's good. We do have access to Kilimanjaro, so we have altitude training, hill, hop in the water. We're also England with early access to embarkation, so that means 4 movements. That's going to be really great for getting around. Basically, it occurred to me that maybe we could leave the scout here, but we are going to staff up, and we can get a little death squad over here, 1 blocker, 1 archer kind of thing. And that way, as these guys say, hey, there's a barbarian camp, we can go chase them down, get gold and rep and all that good stuff. He's just sitting waiting for the iron to come into borders. This guy is done, so perhaps we send him to Hastings. Hastings will have cattle in 4 turns. We already got iron. We'll probably pick up deer at some point. So, yeah, let's see here. 6 by land, which is dangerous because unforeseen, whereas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 start on 9. So yeah, this is definitely the way to go. Assuming we can have, whoop, safe passage. Yeah, that's on a hill, so we can see it from here. Okay, so it's just another civ. That's fine. That's fine, we can just do that. It looked like he took off in this direction. We'll double check. Because we basically need to hit 3 tiles away in 2 turns, so we can kind of take like an oblong approach, like 1, 2, like that, just for the added visibility. You know me and the visibility in the early game. I crave it. Alright, let's get out of these good people's lands. They are our friends, so it didn't matter, which is great. Next is the horses. And might as well do this, so rather than 1, 2, 3, it's 1, 2. Nice. I'm liking this. Never had embarkation this early before, and as England, it's actually way faster. So this is some fun, actually. No longer friends with Riga. That's unfortunate, but the capital does have plenty of food. So let's just do that there. All right. Now the guy we're going to use as a blocker over here is out, which means now we can focus on archers. We do want to get the library up in the capital, but let's get 2 archers out first. 1 to protect our lands here, and 1 to address our camp. But though not in that order, this is the more pressing matter. Unless, of course, the spearman, by the time he gets his buff and ends here, finds that it's something that we need to do. In which case, we can have the first archer just stop there instead of coming down here. Let's see. Let's get this worker out of his way, and that way he can come like that. Basically, we've already explored this landmass. Not sure how big this landmass is. We can see the west coast, probably the north, maybe the east. Like, don't know. I just know this guy's got a lot of cities, and we need to get eyes on that, figure out how dangerous he is. But for now, let's see here. Lots of good growth in this city. So I am tempted to just work this good production tile that's got the gold on it. We're going to need that gold to upgrade our units, and of course the production to spit them out. It says 6 turns until a new citizen is bored, and that's the kind of rate you'd expect right after aqueducts, but we don't have aqueducts yet, so that is something to keep in mind. The alternative is this, which is just a 3 yield tile. This is just a 3 yield tile, but let's just take a look at this. 5 gets a turn sooner, gets our science up. Yeah, maybe. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Every time I find myself in a situation like that, I always regret not going full growth. So, pardon me while not saying it's necessarily the right choice. We could probably land over here next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this hill. Yeah, that way we dodge the camp and get the most out of our scouting in theory. So here we go. We'll go get that. And actually, once we have the Kilimanjaro, we can go one. No. Okay, so yeah, we lose our whales for gold there. What I was trying to say is this is hill and hill, and this is hill and hill. So he can actually go 1, 2, as opposed to like 1, 2, 3. So that's good news. Okay, Hastings gets cattle into its borders. So I think what I'll do is I'll back this guy up until the archer shows up. We don't need to invite the ire of this, and since the worker gets here next turn, we can be in a defensive stance at that time. Seems better. That's good. Heavy production in our first expand. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We'll just hang out there. Good deal. I don't trust this green ring around his portrait like he's happy with us, but we will hold on as best as we can. Okay, horse tile. So actually, let's do this. 9 and 1, 8 and 1. There we go. Production in the capital. Archer number 2. You go get yourself some of that. Yep, he's got... So he can come 1, 2. Lined up on the gold next turn. Very good. 1, 2. Ruh-roh. Let's see. So ideally we want this guy to go to Tenochtitlan, and then if not, come to Hastings, because we actually have people that can resent there. What we do not want is him hassling our scouts. So let's just hide. And then next turn we won't go 1, 2, 3, because we'll be within 2 of the camp. So we'll aim for like this tile here. 1, which would be seen by that. So instead, let's hop in the water, because then we meet the city-state too, and then we can land somewhere south of that guy. We actually move faster in the water, so obviously that's not a problem. Alright, no longer friends with Leventa. We do want the faith for the late game, but we don't need a religion, so that's fine. I don't worry about that. Alright, so we're ramping up our military, yes? Indeed. So let's see here. What do we build here? We got the lighthouse up. Now we have the library. That's very good. Trireme, of course, trireme. All right, so obvious. We need to get our scouting. We were very late to the scouting game. This is the first coastal city that's in a position to be able to do this, since the capital has the archers covered for now. There you go. And there you go. Awesome. Okay, you sit tight. We have a growth here in Nottingham. We'll leave it there for now. Once the wheat comes in, we'll position it there, of course. You get your altitude training. Let's see, 1. I could go 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, that is actually better visibility. Slightly. Just up in here, but okay. So we are trespassing, but it's only for a turn. And now we have iron finished. And let's see, Haile Selassie. We're going to take all of his money here, which is unfortunate because we're basically making it to where he can't afford our whales. And let's see, this guy's only got 3 gold for turn, so let's squeeze that out of him entirely. I don't like giving this guy our iron at all, but this is how we make our money. We've got to, you know, pay for as many unit upgrades as we can. Both archers into composite bowmen and warriors into swordsmen cost 80 gold. And that's going to add up. Okay, so previously the goal was iron and then over to horses, but then what? It's going to take us some time to get into the wheat, and we're bearing down on National College soon. So I think what we do is we come down to the bison here. We're already working the tile. Put a hammer on it, then come, you know, do up the sheep, and then come over here, and by then we can do the horses, the wheat, and, you know, figure it out from there. So let's do that. Looks like London has grown. What would be next? I guess it would be this tile in terms of growth. 7 turns to grow, 6 turns to grow. So indeed, that is the way to go. That is our second archer out. So let's go ahead and use this window. We want more archers, but it's really important, especially now that the capital's already up to 9 citizens, soon to be 10, that this library is up sooner rather than later. So let's do that now. Now that we have enough archers to at least hold the fort, we can afford to actually get that up. Oh, look at this. Caravan. So let's move down here to kind of protect it, keep an eye on it. We can still bounce back to the worker if things get in trouble. There is marsh here and there's rough here, so like, or foliage, forestation. I always say rough, but nothing can just dash at the workers, what I'm getting at. So we have time to react and retreat. Philosophy is finished, so let's head towards construction. The advantage of doing philosophy instead of ahead of construction is now we can build National College at any time, but also because now we have the ability to build archers. We have enough money, we can build archers rather than having to build composite bowmen, and that way we can pay for the upgrade and our gold goes towards something useful. So that's 1, 2. We're at the border, so we'll have to go around. Let's see, he would like to head down to this camp, so let's just take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and then we could step and shoot. So it's actually better for this guy to stick to the land. So let's do that. We'll have to have this guy get out of his way for 2 seconds, but, you know, so what? It's nice having options is what it comes down to. I'm going to keep an eye on that caravan. That's going to help in the money department. Okay, I saw a barbarian pop up, so let's address that. I wanted to make sure we complete this. Nobody wants to buy the horses, but he has some money now, so we can sell him more. Oh, you know what? He's got plenty of money. Let's try this first. Okay, not the case. So it says he likes us, but not enough to give us full value for our strategic resources. Oh well, what can you do? We'll just have this guy. Let's see. Let's dance on the hills since we have that capability. There we go. Cool. Alright, so indeed we do need to bounce back now. And this is really unfortunate because there's nothing stopping him from coming over and getting that caravan. So we're going to do what we can to manage all of our... Oh good, I'm glad to see he's still wanting to do that straight up. Usually the aggressive civs start wanting like a bonus for no good reason. There we go. Okay, looks like his borders are conjoined here-ish. We'll know more in a moment. 3 pop here. Let's work the iron, keep growing. I know it delays the library, but we are building military and stuff in the meantime, so it's not... I don't want it to be where Hastings is a crippled city, especially when you consider it's our only other observatory city after the capital. Alright, so I will go ahead and slam into this guy. It's not the ideal exchange rate, but this is, you know, one way we can... the good news is that this caravan's now heading in this direction, so even though it's going to end up here, he can't move and pillage because of zone of control. So if he just moves here, the caravan should be able to escape in time, and we can keep on hammering that guy. But in the meantime, let's do this. That will go get some altitude training there. Let's hop in the water, get over to that wheat a turn sooner. 1, 2, start on 3, 1, 2. I guess it's not quicker, but so what? It's fun. But no, in all seriousness, knowing that it takes the same amount of time, I should have done the land route, just in case there's a barbarian ship. Although I think it would attack the unit, not actually capture it, so, you know, I don't think it would have been the end of the world. Yeah, look at these times shaving down with these libraries coming up. I like it. Well, yeah, 2. One in the capital is going to be just as heavy, so we're going to do that next. All right, so 10 turns until our first fish tile gets into border. Let's get on that lighthouse. It'll be 2 food, 1 hammer right away, and then another 2 food, 1 hammer shortly thereafter. So very good there. All right, we got to think this through here. Let's just get this guy out of the way so he's not distracting. Haha. We've got 7 turns until this is built. That should be enough time to get like an archer or 2 out here. And then... So, well, that'll take us up to 4 archers, which is 320. We could use some warriors also. Iron working, we got iron coming up. Spitballing here. York. Well, now we have a boat. So let's say Haley's able to trade us a luxury resource for our excess whales. We'd be out of excess whales. So what if we did a workboat here, get an extra whale, because now we increase our chances of meeting another civ, having this trireme here. But more importantly, it'd be +1 food, +1 hammer. Get the city, you know, being able to work, not just this, but also this and this, so that we can spit out them warriors in a timely fashion, perhaps. Okay. So I'll slam into him again just to do what we can to protect that trade route. But like I said, I think that guy's going to get away. Hill here. This looks like dead end. This looks like dead end. He is not able to do open borders yet, even though Haley can. Let's do what we can to get some visibility there. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's where he wants to end up anyway, so we'll stick to the land rather than the water. Even if the water's more fun. Okay. So if this guy steps out, we could actually step in and shoot. Or if he, you know, let's just find out where he goes instead of speculating. There's no point in that. Alright, so we saw the caravan escape. And now we've met Samarkand, which is flashing down here. Let's take a look at how that's possible. Alright, the scout. So let's go over there. Okay, lots going on here. Let's get back to Hastings. And unfortunately, that guy's there. I could bombard him, but once this guy comes here, he'll be able to step and shoot it. So... because the alternative is to come here so that next turn he can step and shoot that. He needs time to heal. 2 turns, in fact, probably 2 turns. So if he steps here and then here and shoot, he'd still want to be healing. So yeah, I think we can spend the archer's time killing that. Give him just a slight bump in XP. Why not? As long as this guy is cleared out next turn so that the worker can freely move to the iron. So let's just avoid that right now. Hastings demands silver. Riga wants Yerevan bullied. You have met Samarkand. Alright, we gotta start paying attention to this. Unmet player hits the medieval. It's good to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, let's get that coastal visibility going. Okay. Pretty intent on seeing what happens here, so I'll just leave it focused right here. Just be someplace where my archer can shoot, and he is. And if I come here, I will also have the option of next turn stepping and shooting there. The risk in coming here was that if there was a barbarian here, we'd be in trouble, but no such problem here. Okay, so there's that. York has grown, fantastic, because we need to be able to producing stuff there. Yerevan desires Oracle, that's not going to happen. And 4 turns until construction. Good deal. Alright, library is done in London, right in time for it to hit 10 pop. Whew. Alright, so let's see if we can kick out a couple archers. Production time is 2 turns. And library is done in 4, and construction's online in 4. So, actually, construction might be online a turn sooner because the library just went up. I hope that doesn't happen, but it is a distinct possibility. I'm gonna just trespass for 1 turn. This shouldn't be a problem. Let's see, 1, 2. Still not capable of getting open borders, even though Haley's got it. Why not? This guy's got so many more cities, including Haley's city, so who knows? Alright, so this death squad's armed and ready. Got a couple archers here, gonna have some warriors coming out here. We should have a good spread here. Oh, yes! If we're meeting another Civ this early in the game, they're probably on our continent. And he can be pretty aggressive too, so hopefully we have somebody to help keep the Aztecs in check. And in addition to that, he does have the extra unique luxury. So not only are we down to our last whale, but we are already prepared to restock whales. So this is very good. And let's see here. His capital's here, which means he's on the borders of... He's actually at war with the Aztecs. Oh, this is very good news. Let's just see how good a news it is, though. Let's see, military. Okay, so they can't compete, but when you consider he's got half the cities, the fact that this graph has him at about like more than half, that's actually pretty impressive, I think. So this would help explain why. Oh, and he's capable of open borders now. And he's willing to do it straight up. Oh, that's such good news. Such good news. Okay, so this is where we met. Songhai, good to know. Let's see. This gets us... We can see this tile already, so we don't actually need to come here, because this gets us that tile. So let's... Oh, nice. Okay. 3. We would have met it here anyway, so it's just as well. I'm just trying to maximize our visibility. Like if we come here, we're not going to get eyes on this tile, so since we end up here either way, let's just do this. The same visibility. And then we get extra visibility over here. I'm a sucker for the details. There we go, extra hammer, that should help. Yeah, let's deal with this. I should have done this first. Okay, so this is fine. We'll do that. Who grew? London grew. So what we need to do here is arrange our tiles in such a way that we can hopefully spit out another archer. Yeah, this is what I wanted to see in 3 turns. So now we know if we drop over to this tile instead. See how that went from 2 to 3? That's no good. So let's do this. This is a better tile, slightly. But if this is what keeps us in track, because the moment we get construction a turn sooner, like then we gotta fully build a composite bowman, and then we can't get on the National College immediately. So yeah, we'll just leave it like that for now. Unmet player meets medieval. Okay, so we're getting scooped left and right, but that's fine. Construction N3. Let's step here, shoot, and he comes out, and then hopefully the two of them together can tackle that. So we do have open borders now, correct? Yes, indeed. And he has full movement. This is a hill. This is road. So 7 cities. 1, 2, 3, 4. Their borders down here. So probably a 5th one down here. Don't know how long this window's gonna. I mean, we do the amount of turns and stuff, but I guess my point is we should be using this time to explore as much of his lands as possible, and then we can use when open borders fall off to explore everything else. I'm hoping we get credit for this city connection here. Does not look like it, and there's no hills in range, so let's just do this. It's unfortunate, but here's a hill. Not sure how much completeness of scouting is important at this point. We don't want to miss out on... Oh, okay, so this means we should have time to come over here and clear that up and move about our way. We do have 30 turns, so it's not like we're pressed or anything. The ideal is to step here so that this gets a flanking bonus. So let's step here first, just to see if there's anything else around the camp. It doesn't show us here, but we should be able to take a look at that like that and go like that. Hopefully it means we clear it out next turn. Looking good to me. We finished the bison, so now it's on to the sheep. Okay, so let's see here. You can... hop in the water, go get yourself some altitude training. 2 turns, 2 turns, 2 turns. So this is working out. I just hope this is accurate, because if it jumps, sometimes it jumps, you know, population growth, libraries going up. We don't want to hit construction this turn. Yes! Alright. Very pleased with that. Very pleased with that. Alright, so let's get this guy over here. And what this means is this archer can start migrating down here. Because we need to be strongest here, this is our most vulnerable city with regards to the Aztecs. We do want a death squad over here. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and replenish that. This gets us our aqueducts. So there's that. And Nottingham's about to grow next turn. Hastings the turn after that. So yeah, explosive growth at a time we just traded up our happiness. So that's good. And now we have the extra food and hammer. We can keep this tipped off as much as possible, which is great because we have 7 turns total till we have iron working. So if we can spit out 2 warriors in that time, they just started on the iron, though it's not going to take them that many turns, but close. There'd only be a gap of a couple turns there. And then our other iron comes back in 10 and 14. Okay. So what I kind of imagine is Spearman, Archer, Death Squad here, Spearman, Archer, Death Squad here, and it looks like 2 swordsmen down here and 2 archers. Just as a baseline, we really would like more archers, but we're at the end of the window of being able to upgrade to composite bowmen by way of money. So we're about to close that window on the warriors as well. So I think let's use York to go warrior, warrior, and then we probably will want to pile on a couple more archers, composite bowmen at that point, simply because we are England, and that is the longbowman is going to be a very good window for us. Let's just take a look at Tenochtitlan in that context. I'm seeing hill. Is this a hill? It is. Okay, so hill. We could have 3 longbowmen here that could act upon the city, assuming somebody was able to see the city. We have a hill here, a hill here, hill here. Obviously, these 2 aren't useful because other city, but it's just a matter of how much can we cheat. The idea, you know, obviously we were going to be taking down as many units as we can, so the push to Tenochtitlan will be a laborious one. And oh, look at this. 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now we have an idea of where another one of his cities are. That's good. Let's just come up here because it's a hill. 2, 3 gets us visibility there. Is this a hill? It's not, is it? That's not a hill either. So, okay. There. Okay. Well, we got an idea what's going on here. All right. So is this the turn he could start moving down here? We don't really need somebody here now that that camp's cleared. We do have this caravan that's worth protecting, but as long as he's able to backfill in time, that should be fine. We can get started like that. And now library and archer and construction all at once.
3 things.
So for that matter, we should probably... Let's just get the altitude training while we can. I think I will step this guy back just to upgrade him. I can't see a reason not to. Yeah, let's just do that. If I had kept that in mind, I wouldn't have moved him off. Should go without saying. Okay, Nottingham grows, so let's work this tile. That gets the lighthouse up quicker, which is great. We'll put a farm here, because we do have this as a good production tile, and go from there. Hopefully there's not a mine resource there, and if so, we can change it over later. But yeah, let's get into iron working. The window is shortened, I don't know if you noticed. It says 5 now instead of 6, which is great. Fine by us. National College in 11. So let's just take a quick peek at this. 4 and 11. 4 and 11. So this is same amount of time, and then keep in mind in 4 turns we're going to grow and populate this iron anyways. So we might even knock a turn off that way, but if not, you know, it still looks good. Okay, boat. Can we get past at least? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, cool. I wasn't sure whether or not to come in here or not just for the visibility. I'm glad I didn't. The reason I didn't is because when you have a situation like this, you have to think about the possibility of retreating your units. Obviously, we have open borders with this guy. So, in fact, I don't remember. Could I have pushed into his tiles? I wasn't thinking last turn. Or did he have boats there? I don't remember. Okay, similar situation here. We're about to get our second coastal resource in border, so definitely Lighthouse next. Although this may very well be a city where building walls is worthwhile. Hopefully we're increasing our manpower enough to where that won't be necessary on the early side. Anyways, this is the half-hour mark, and I'm really pleased with where we're coming along. We're a little behind getting all the workboats up, and that's only because of the pressing need for military, but it is on my mind. Not sure how soon we're going to push for compass, but obviously harbors for city connections are very important from a gold standpoint. In fact, I don't even see a reason to build roads from York to London unless we have a need to troop transport, but I don't really even see that happening. So if we're going harbors for these and harbor here, might as well just do harbor here as well. But we'll see. Anyways, compass gets gold on the workboats. So we got to get all them workboats up even though they're relatively small. So yeah, we're going to grow and stuff. We need the military. This was not optional by any means, but we will get into education and hopefully we can get into a renaissance by way of astronomy. It's okay that we're going to take a filler policy or two. We'll take a look at that along the way into the exploration tree because 4 coastal cities. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day and I will see you guys in the next part. Take care.